to the iMovie tutorial for your book trailer project.
Before you start, it is super important that you update your iOS and update your iMovie app. Okay, you want to be able to start with everything updated. This way there's not going to be any glitches for you. Please delete your iMovie app and reinstall your iMovie app from self-service. Please do this at school. The second thing I want to talk about is your project requirements. You must stay true to the mood of the story to elicit that consistent emotion that you need to for your book trailer. So you're going to use verbal and visual and audio cues to create that mood. Remember, your visual cues are going to be like what images the audience is going to see on the screen. Your verbal cues are anything spoken or written in your movie. And then any audio cues are going to be whatever the sounds the audience hears, sound effects, music, all that kind of thing. I did put a bunch of resources for you. The first page is where you can see this movie and kind of give you an update on what's going on. The second is going to be a page that explains how to add music, images, and video clips to your iMovie. And then the third is something that you're probably going to want to reference back if you have questions and I'm not around. It's iMovie quick 1-minute tutorial videos where they are separated by category or question that you might have, and they're just like quick 30-second to 1-minute videos that you can watch that will explain how to do something that you might be asking. And then the last page in there is directions on how to submit your iMovie. So for this particular movie project, you're going to be submitting it a couple different ways, so make sure you read those directions carefully. Finally, I'll be in the building working with other classes, but I'm going to try to pop in and out when you guys are working. So catch me if you have questions or ideas that you just can't figure out how to do on your iMovie, or you can email me. That'll work too. So let's take a deeper dive into the Tech Tips folder. Item 1 is the Dr. Bridge iMovie overview. It will just remind you that you need to be set up for success. Hopefully you've done this already if you read my update. You want to make sure that you're updated to the newest iOS, your iMovie app, and your Clips app are all updated. You always want to start a project with updated apps. Also, there is the overview video, which you are watching right now. And below that is the review of reference materials. Just a reminder to go ahead and make sure that you are looking over everything in those tips as your reference items. If we go back, page 2 is the first of the reference material. That's adding music, images, and video clips to your iMovie. Now, it's pretty loose, copyright and fair use guidelines for students. We have a lot of freedom as students and teachers to use a lot of different multimedia in our projects without breaking any copyright laws. So it's important that you know what these laws are as a student. For images, no more than 5 single images from one artist is allowed. Video clips, so you can use portions of videos, about 10% or 3 minutes, whichever is less of any motion media. And then music, up to 10% of a copyrighted musical composition, as long as it is part of your multimedia project. Now, I did put some links here for you for royalty and copyright-free music options. I would like you to try to go there first. But YouTube, you're welcome to use that as a student. And then the way that you can have that converted to add to your iMovie, there is an option here where you can email me or your reading teacher. I did give them the ability to convert, so I gave them the directions on how to do that, so they can help you too if I'm not there. So they'll convert the file, or I will convert the file for you, and you can use it in your iMovie. If you want an MP3, that is music only. MP4 is video and music. So be clear about what your needs are when you email. There is an option too if you wanted to try it yourself and not wait for anybody to convert it for you, which you certainly are welcome to try. You can use a desktop computer at home or school to download whatever music you'd like. You can put it inside your Google Drive, and then you can upload it here. I did put the directions here if you wanted to do it. This option will take more time for you. If you do email to have it converted, this option, number one, is very quick and will get you moving forward. Option 3 is not recommended. That is a last resort. That is to play it on one device and record it on another because the sound quality can be pretty bad. So that is a last resort. Page 3. This is the iMovie quick 1-minute tutorial videos that I told you about. They are all here for you, and they are categorized by whatever questions I think you might ask. So adding images or video clips from your camera, adding video and music from converted clips, putting the clip from your mail to your iMovie, changing the transitions of your iMovies, changing the filters of your iMovies, changing the speed of a video clip, changing the volume, fading in and out of the music, adding and changing text to your iMovie. So these are common questions, and these are the answers that I would give to you if I were there. So please go to these tutorial videos first, and then page 4 is submitting your iMovie. So like I said earlier, this project does require a couple submissions. So I do give you step by step. Please follow them exactly. If there are a couple troubleshooting tips for you, if you are having trouble with the one direction I gave you, there might be 1 or 2 of you in the class that just can't get it to go this way, and we have to wiggle our way around it and go the other way. So if you have to follow those directions, I did put those there for you. But I should be around for when you guys do submit your projects. So if you are having trouble, I could definitely help with that. But please follow these directions carefully, and you should be able to submit your project into both locations for your assignment.
Here, we're going to be using the Clips app to differentiate your tagline apart from any other text that you might include in your iMovie video. So, to do that, we're going to open up the Clips app. We're going to start a new project so you can see all the different options. When you go to do this, I want you to use the posters. And if you look, there is a variety of different posters that you can choose from basics to special occasions to abstract, all the way down to like Pixar animations. The way that these work, usually these have some sort of animation that go along with the text, so you can tell that's going to be very unique and special for your iMovie. Let's just take a look at a couple, and I expect that you will do the same. You're going to want to try out a couple just to see which one fits the mood and theme of your book. So to do this, you'll select it, you might have to download it, and then you will hit the pink button to record. However long you hold it will be how long your animation will be. So this is what this one would look like. Okay, and then you can try out a couple others so you can see what those look like. Let's see, this one's very pretty. Okay, so for example, now I'm not going to use any of these for my example for my tagline, so I'm going to go ahead and delete these. Let's say my book that I read is Chicken Run. So I'm going to look through these different posters and try to find one that sort of fits my theme. And because I have a sense of humor, I'm going to go with this kitchen butcher block. And I'm going to change that for my chicken run. I'm going to say my tagline is escape or die frying. Alright, I'm going to hold it to record, and now my animation is complete. When I am finished, you may want to go ahead and mute the sound on that too. This way you don't have that. And there you go, it's all set. I think it's beautiful. So now I'm going to go ahead and export it out and save it into my camera roll, and then I'll be able to export it into my iMovie.
So let's go ahead and start looking at the app. To start a new movie, you're going to select the app, hit plus, movie, create movie here at the bottom. To add in video clips, you can hit video. I'll just select any video. When you are in that margin with all of your video options, if you select and you see it highlighted in orange, a little pop-up menu comes up, and either you can add it right in, you can play it to see if that's the real video that you'd like, or this 3 dots gives you some other options. There is a picture-in-picture option. There's a side-by-side option. These are great effects also. I'm just going to add this one in for us so we can mess with it a little bit and we can add some different things. Do not pick a theme. So if you are up at settings, you want to make sure that your theme is shut off. So there's no musical theme and you have not picked any themes here. So we want to make sure that nothing is selected. To add images, it is the same area on the right. You'll click select photos. And then you can add in your images. Here's an image that I have. Now, if you click on an image and you see that it is highlighted in yellow, you can do a few things with it. You can either keep Ken Burns on, where that is the motion of a picture, and then you can decide where you want it to start and then where you want it to stop. Usually, I don't care for Ken Burns, so I'll shut Ken Burns off. And then I'll resize it so I can get it to where I'd like. Sometimes if the picture is an odd size, you have to keep it on and adjust. But also you'll notice that when I select an image or a video, there are some other menu options that pop up at the bottom. There are some actions here that I can do. I can mess with the tiles and the filters of things. So if I want to change the filter, these are great for changing the visual cues on things. There are some actions. Let's go to a video clip here. This is where I would also split. So I can move the timeline bar to where I want to split, tap my video, hit split, and now it is a part. And if I wanted to delete that part, I could. I could change the speed of my video. So changing the speed is a great way to change the mood. So I can go towards the rabbit, make it faster, or slow it down for a slow-mo effect. I can change the volume of the clip. Only thing I'd like to recommend if you're going to mess with the volumes on the different clips, try to make sure that they are consistent throughout. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll all be at 100. Sometimes you might have a different quality on one clip than the other. You really have to listen and just make sure that it sounds consistent to the audience. Adding tiles, this is where you would add in the different text. And regardless of what you choose, just make sure it's consistent all the way through. Don't change. You can change it to be center or lower. There's also some sound effects that can go with some of these clips if you want to use that. Unfortunately, when you're using iMovie text, it is all white. If you want to add in different color text, you might have to app smash and use maybe Piccollage and add in images if you wanted to. But just remember to be consistent throughout. And then filters, you can change the filter. Here's a nice Western theme, a black and white theme. You can really change up the feel of it as well.